welterweights in the game. And he's got his hands full with a power puncher. It's going to be one heck of a night. Those are the undercard fights. And of course, the broadcast will begin with the two-weight division champ, starting his campaign at 168 pounds. And he's taking on a man in Damon Nicholson, who's knocked out his last three opponents. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade is back on Showtime. He starts the night off. And then we go to welterweights. Combine these two fighters, 50 victories, just one loss. The unbeaten, highly skilled, speedy Rashidi Ellis taking on Royman Villa. And then we get to the co-main. And again, the future of the welterweight division, he's got one of the highest knockout percentages in the sport of boxing. He's unbeaten as well. JARON Ennis takes on a man making his U.S. debut, riding a 19-fight win streak in Karen Chukhashian. This event on Saturday is being brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It's being promoted by GTD Promotions, TGB Promotions as well. The Ennis Chukhashian fight is also being brought to you by D&D Boxing as well. I know what you're thinking. I got to get tickets. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're in a limited capacity right now. They are going fast. Since we're in DC, they're going faster than Kevin McCarthy's support right now. I'm telling you, you need to get your tickets and get them now, because we're expecting another large crowd at Capital One. You can get those tickets at Ticketmaster.com. You can also get them at CapitalOneArena.com as well. I'm going to talk to these fighters about their fight. Before we get to that, though, let me bring to the podium the chair of the District of Columbia's Combat Sports Commission, Mr. Andrew Huff.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. My name is Andrew Huff. I am the chairman of the District of Columbia Combat Sports Commission. On behalf of our mayor, Muriel Bowser, I'd like to welcome everyone to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the greatest city in the world. We're glad you're with us today. I'd like to take a quick moment to recognize my fellow commissioners who may or may not be present this afternoon. Kimberly Lockett, Dr. Roger Mitchell, Christopher Jenkins, Sean Townsend, and Deputy Commissioner Skip Brown. We're looking forward to an excellent card full of local fighters from the DMV. We also look forward, of course, to good, clean bouts in compliance with the Commission's guidelines. We hope that while you're in town, you'll enjoy the richness of the nation's capital, our restaurants, our outdoor spaces, our cultural venues, and see for yourself why Washington, D.C. is, in fact, the greatest city in the world. In closing, I'd like to thank Tom Brown, as well as the entire teams at both Premier Boxing Champions and Showtime for bringing an incredible fight night to the District of Columbia, and we certainly look forward to the next big event. Thank you, good luck to the fighters, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, let's talk about the fights. Let's start with the first fight of the night. Comes at 168 pounds. It's a new weight division for Demetrius Andrade. Man's been a champion at 154. He's been a champion at 160. Now he starts his campaign at 168, and he's taking on Damon Nicholson. Damon Nicholson, you might know, is a guy who went the distance with Edgar Berlanga. When Berlanga was at one point knocking everybody out, Nicholson went the distance with him. And all he's done since then has won 3 straight all knockout victories. Boo Boo, let me start with you. 168, new division. Give me your thoughts on fighting on that new division and coming back to Showtime.
So 168, man. Just bringing more talent to the division. It's going to be a stacked division. It's going to be another division, be like, wow, Andre's in there. It's me again. But yeah, it's great to be here at PBC Showtime. It's just been a long time coming for this to happen. Now I'm here. I'm going to perform and give the people what they've been looking for, and looking for the future fights.
And tell me why 168? You know, what was it about 160 that you said, okay, it's time to move to 168?
Yeah, body genetics, man, you know. You know, but nah, I mean, I'm just growing in size, and you know, I just can't make 160 anymore. I did it. I'm proud of myself. 154 champion, 160 champion. Now I want to move on to be, you know, champion all the middleweight divisions. So this is the goal.
A lot of eyes are going to be watching you. You talk about at 168, some big names there. There's Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, obviously Canelo's there. We hear maybe Jamal Charlo's going to be there.
I hope so.
What's the message? Because they'll all be watching on Saturday. What's the message you're trying to send to this division?
I mean, the message is letting the best fighters fight each other. That's it. There's no more running, no more excuses about network stuff. There's no more politics. There's nothing in the way anymore. So I'm here. So the message is, it's time for us to get in the ring and make this shit happen.
Damon, Saturday is time for you to make something happen. You got a guy that's coming into a new division. He wants to make a splash because he wants these big fights. Tell us what Damon Nicholson's goal is coming into Saturday.
My goal is just to dominate and win, whatever way possible. I go into every fight, Mr. Bryan, looking for the knockout, the KO. I don't care if it's the first or last round. And it's the same with this fight, you know. So I'm going in there and shooting. Like I said yesterday, I'm shooting for the moon. It's time. It's my time. You know, he's been in the game a long time. So, hey, it's a new era.
Boo Boo's been known as, by some, an awkward fighter. How do you become the first guy to crack that puzzle and defeat him?
Applying pressure. Pressure breast pipes.
Does this fight go the distance?
No, sir.
I guess Damon's going down. Damon goes down. Damon goes down.
You heard that? I mean, listen, he realizes too, he's got a big opportunity to stop you and to make a big splash.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's the words that come out of everybody's mouth in the game. At the end of the day, man, I prove it every single time I step into the ring. So it's all good, man. Words are cheap when it comes over here. I mean, listen, my plan is to do what I always do, and that's win.
Because
Humble beast, he's humble. I mean, I can't be humble right now. There's no time for humbleness, man. The whole entire world is looking down on me. I'm a tune-up. But this is the first fight that I've been in where I've been 100% healthy. My skills is gonna come out and they're gonna see. You know, you guys are gonna see. You know, I'm not trying to cut anybody off or nothing like that. You know, but you all will see. You know.
Yeah, bring the fight. Bring the fight.
My new life and the career starts. You know, he's gonna do the talking. I'm not worried about that. You know, my hands do it for me. You know.
Yeah, same here. Over and over. Bring the fight, bro. Bring the pressure. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm prepared for whatever. Don't matter.
he's already said this fight's ended in a knockout. Damon, he's made it known he wants big fights in Charlo after this. What about Damon Nicholson?
He has to get through me yet. He haven't fought me yet. What about Charlo? He hasn't fought Damon Nicholson yet. Forget Charlo. Sorry, I'm not talking to you like that, but I'm just saying, you know, this entire little campaign, whatever they want to say, they've been talking about him fighting Charlo, Benavidez, and nothing like that. Like he's not fighting me first. Like he hasn't even stepped in the ring with me yet. You know, so I mean, it's kind of built up anger that I got. Not anger, but frustration that I've been getting. You know, but it's really disrespectful, you know, to speak down on a man like that. You know, this is boxing. You know what I mean? You're never supposed to overlook the next man. You know what I mean? And they've been, excuse my language, they've been shitting on me this entire time. You know, and I don't appreciate it. So yeah, I mean what I say. You know, he's saying words is words. Nah, fuck that. I mean exactly what I say. You know, and that's just what it is.
Let's go, T-Mon. Let's go, T-Mon. Let's go, baby boy.
Demetrius, you got to fight on your hands
Let's
Saturday.
go, baby boy. Let's make this shit happen.
Hey,
Love it.
that's how we're going to start the night off.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. 168, two guys who can crack, and both said it's going to be a stoppage. Okay, so now we get to the next fight. We get welterweights. This is going to be real good because you've got Speedy Ellis, unbeaten, taking on Roman Villa. Villa's on this 19-fight win streak, power puncher. Rashidi, I guess there are going to be a lot of eyes on you. It's been a while since we've seen you. You haven't been as active as you would like to be. So given that it is pay-per-view, a big audience, tell us what we should expect. What are you trying to prove and put out there come Saturday?
Well, me being out there right now, I have no problem with it. I'm always just staying ready. But, you know, I'm going to make a statement. So I'm the big dog at the 147 division.
Roman, Martin Bader, by the way, will do the translation. You got a guy who's extremely quick. He's got some pop. And you just heard him. He said he's looking to show that he's the big dog at welterweight at 147. Talk to us about your plans for Saturday night for Rashidi Ellis.
Bueno, Roman tenés un oponente que es potente, que además tiene fuerza y acaba de decir que quiere demostrar que él es el oponente a vencer en las 147 libras. Pero, ¿qué tenés que decir vos al respecto como rival y con tus propias aspiraciones?
Bueno, primeramente quiero darle gracias al Señor por esta oportunidad porque Él es el que hace todo posible y si me pongo a hablar esta de mayo, le voy a demostrar a todo el mundo aquí el sábado que yo vengo a pelear. Vengo a darle un espectáculo a la gente, un show y nada, no tengo más nada que decir, esperando el día de la pelea para demostrar por qué estoy aquí, pues.
Look, talk is cheap. Whatever that he wants to say, he's entitled to it, but I know what I'm all about. I'm all about coming here to do my job, to give the fans the show that they want to see, and also I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to have the opportunity to be here. So, like I said, talk is cheap, and the action is about to be seen in the ring on Saturday night.
Roman, basically everybody you fought, you've knocked out. Do you think Rashidi Ellis will be able to take your power Saturday night?
Bueno, básicamente casi todas tus peleas han terminado en knockouts. ¿Crees que Ellis va a poder soportar tu poder y va a llegar a la campana final o esto termina en un knockout?
Bueno, yo pienso que el que sabe las cosas, el que sabe lo que va a pasar, porque el que conoce el futuro es Dios. Yo no puedo decir lo voy a noquear en tal round, voy a hacer esto, no. Yo dejo todo en las manos del Señor, Él sabe lo que va a pasar y que se haga la voluntad del Señor.
I'm no fortune teller, so I'm just gonna leave it in the hands of God. God is the only one that really knows what's about to happen on Saturday night. So I'm just gonna leave it in my hands. What I'm gonna do on Saturday night, leave it in the hands of God, and then let it be what it may.
Speedy, you were quoted as saying you see yourself right now as the future of the welterweight division. That's kind of a moniker that Jaron Boots has had for a while. There can only be one future. Will we find out who's the real future of the welterweight division, I guess, on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. We won't see that.
And who is it?
Me? You got something like you got 5 arms, just like just a fight just like me. So we're gonna see who's the top dog. And now that back to Villa, like he can come here talking nice, but him and his team talking crazy. Every time when he in the media, he act like he's sweet and everything, godly.
You talking crazy. So, at first I was gonna give him a casual ass whooping, but now I'm beating his ass.
And if I'm not mistaken, did a member of his team contact you through social media?
Still, my phone probably ringing right now.
And could you enlighten the people? What did they say?
She's talking like he's gonna knock me out. He's gonna be the worst ass whooping I'm gonna take in my life. And probably some of them would probably hear like, where they at?
And what, I guess, is your message to them?
I'm gonna beat his ass.
Roman, he says members of your team DM'd him that you were gonna knock him out. And so he says he's gonna beat your ass.
Bueno, acá Roman, Rashidi está acusando, digamos, a miembros de tu equipo de haberle mandado un mensaje privado vía Twitter en el que dicen que vos lo vas a noquear, o básicamente lo estaban tratando de intimidar un poquito, ¿no? Y ahora él dice que él te va a romper el, ya sabes.
No poquito.
Un poquito.
Bueno, ayer tuve un problema por eso. Los entrenadores de Rashidi, a mi mujer, a mi esposa, a mi hija y a mí nos dijeron un poco de cosas, groserías. Sin embargo, así nosotros nos quedamos callados. Yo no envío a nadie a que le envíe nada a nadie. Ni he visto sus peleas, no me interesa ver ni las peleas de él, no me impresiona, ni veo los entrenamientos, ni sé cómo se llama Rashidi. Me di cuenta que eran los entrenadores porque me dijeron que eran los entrenadores, pero no me preocupa, varón. Entonces, yo no puedo hablar ni estar diciendo tantas cosas porque dice el Señor que está allá, que es el Señor, el papá de los papás, que dice que el que se humilla, Dios lo enaltece, y el que se enaltece, Dios lo humilla, ¿sí me entendés? Y entonces veremos a ver si esa sonrisita le queda después de la pelea.
There you go, now he's talking shit. Get it.
Okay, so listen, I wasn't aware of what happened, and you know what he says. I don't really care about, because Rashidi also was, you know, like he and his team, they were mean to me and my family. They said some things that I didn't like at all. So I'm not about to be throwing stones out there, and you know, I want to stay humble. But at the same time, I want to see if that smirk that Rashidi has on his face right now remains after the fight on Saturday.
Savage with a smile, baby.
All right. That's the second fight. By the way, Rashidi, could you see, if you get a victory, could you see an Ellis in his fight where we could determine who's going to be the future of the welterweight division?
Everybody know what I want. You know, if they're paying, I'm playing. Like, come on. We already had this supposed to be set up for this fight.
Let's go.
Who wasn't paying? Come on, man. I don't know. You guys talking like double the price like it was a lot. Like, come on, bro. We could have got it tonight. Like, come on, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
So that's the second
fight.
fight.
Like that. Don't play with me. Like
But you got Villa first.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. You ain't like that. Don't play like that. Don't play like that.
And let's get to the co-main.
Get fucked up.
Rob Boots in it.
Yeah.
He all bark, yo.
Chukashi.
He too moody.
All right, Boots.
I got him already.
We do this for a long time.
Let's talk about this fight here, because this is for an interim title, right? Talk about not only being on this platform, being on pay-per-view finally, but the importance, because it is an interim title, and all of a sudden you become a mandatory for the unified champ of the welterweight division.
Yeah, it's definitely it's gonna put me, you know, right there in line, you know, for respect, you know, and the rest of those guys is up there. So, you know, this is definitely a perfect mark, you know, to make my statement, and I can't wait.
Now you got a guy who's been winning, and then you got a guy fighting before you who's looking to put on a performance, because as you just heard, he wants you bad. You know, are you looking to send a message not only to the division, but to that young man as well?
I'm looking to make a statement towards, you know, the whole world. I ain't worried about him or my opponent, you know, I'm just going out there to do me, have fun, put on a show, and get this explosive knockout, and then we can see what's next, you know?
Karen, you're taking on Boots Ennis. He hasn't gone past 6 rounds. He's been knocking out basically everybody he's fought. Tell us why you're the guy that's going to put it into all of that streak and give him his first loss.
Не згубив жодної гри, жодного бою. Як ви думаєте, так зробити, так організувати бій, щоб перший раз він програв?
Ми пройшли дуже гарну підготовку, об'їздили багато країн, мали багато гарних спарингів. Ми добре готувалися, у нас є геймплан, тому я думаю, у нас є все для того, щоб перемогти. Джарон дуже крутий супротивник, але ми також не просто хтось з вулиці, ми готувалися до цього бою.
Jaron is a very serious fighter, but we were training, we were preparing ourselves pretty good. We traveled a lot of countries. We had a lot of sparring fights. So we have our tactics, we have our strategy. So we believe that we are ready to fight and win.
Karen, you are making your U.S. debut. What is JARON Ennis and the U.S. boxing public going to find out about you on Saturday that we didn't know?
Карен, це ваш дебют у Сполучених Штатах, очевидно. І що ви думаєте, ви можете показати для публіки американської, яка цікавиться боксом? Як вони можуть вас пізнати?
Ну, перш за все, це мій шанс показати себе американській публіці, тому що всі знають, що справжній бокс саме у Сполучених Штатах.
It is my chance to show myself to the American public because everybody knows the real box is in the United States.
І тому я зроблю все можливе, аби порадувати американських і світових вболівальників боксу.
Then I will do all my best to provide the pleasure and fun to all the American publics and all over the world.
Thank you, Daniel. Boots, haven't gone past 6. Will this fight go past 6?
Iron Mike Tyson. So, you know, I mean, like I always say though, you know, I don't go in there looking for a knock. I go in there, you know, to have fun, you know, and establish my jab and put on the show for the fans. But if I see the opening, I'm definitely taking it. So, you know, I ain't afraid to, you know, get him out of there early. You know, y'all know my slogan. I'm in and out like a robbery.
And you've talked about Iron Mike Tyson. You've been watching a lot of Mike Tyson film lately.
Yeah.
And so will we see some Boots, Iron Mike Tyson type stuff on Saturday?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be with my own twist though. You know, it's gonna be me in there doing a few things that I seen that Mike Tyson do. You know, it's gonna be a fun night, man. I just can't wait. I'm ready to get this win, this victory, you know, and be explosive with it, you know, and show the world. You know, I can't wait.
And we'll wrap it up with this because I guess what's the message then for everybody who's gonna be watching you on pay-per-view? And for Mr. Rashidi Ellis, who, as he just said, he is fiending to get into the ring with you.
Cat. My message is to the whole world, you know, just to continue to keep watch me grow, progress, you know, get better and better, you know, and don't miss this knockout on Saturday night. I can't wait to have fun and put on for DC. Shout out to DC, Showtime, my team, you know, the whole Philly gonna be in the building, you know, Mr. Espinoza, shout out to Mr. Espinoza, shout out to you, you know, I can't wait, man, I'm ready. Shout out to Pay-Per-View, let's get it.
And the message to Rashidi Ellis?
We'll do it after you do it up.
I love it. So there you have it. That's the co-main of the night. 3 fights on this undercard, on this pay-per-view, loaded with talent, with guys who are looking to, as you just heard, become stars. and send a message to their divisions. All right, guys, let's get some face-offs here, and let's start with the first fight of the night. It's me again, and Damon.
Light work. Light work. Light work, boo boo.
All right, guys, turn out.
Boo. Light work, baby. Light work.
Cameras in the back, guys.
Those cameras right in the back. Here we go. Right here first, please. Don, come together. TV's in the back, please.
He's a troublemaker. He's that kid in the schoolyard.
Roman Villa and Rashidi Ellis.
Here we go, guys. Let's start from the beginning. Right here together. Down in front. Right here, guys. Feet on the tape, keys his face off first. Please, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Gervonta Ennis.
All right, guys, here we go. Start for the camera. Draw, Karen. Start for
I gotta turn this camera now.
Boom. Here we go.
Come on, guys. There you go. Turn.
Yeah, do it again tomorrow.
Come on, guys. Let's turn.
There you go. There you go.
Boom. TV's in the back.
Let's get all the fighters to come on up.
Get all together.
Cameras down, please, guys. Don't block the camera in the back.
TV's in the back, guys. All together.
Go, CD.
So this is the undercard, folks. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time from Capital One Arena here in Washington, D.C.